Find functional hilarity at the Biffa Emporium. Girl, it's what I heard. Allegedly, it's just the word. Allegedly, it's on the street. Allegedly, I sing to the beat. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly, lee, lee, lee. Allegedly. Well, let's start out with a congratulations to Up and Adam for getting this interview with Mary's mother and stepfather. So is Mary's husband betrothed to another one of Mary's daughters since the stepfather has to marry a child after the mama passes? Is that how inheritance works in that family? Okay, already I am loving. He went all the way out to Salt Lake City to interview them. You could tell it's their house, one, because it's empty as all hell, and two, because they got a giant picture of Big Mama above the mantelpiece. But why she look like Eveline? Don't nobody bring me no bad tides. Okay, the mama seems like Mary, except even higher. But at least she got her head together for this. Mary been on Salt Lake City for 2 seasons and still can't get that head together. That waterfall pony is everything. Okay, so he been her steppappy since a minute because they was married since 85. So he's been around their family since they joined the church in 1972. And I guess that's how he got hooked up with Mary's mama. So Adam bring up that giant picture of the mama and Mary's mama gets to crying. Are you crying because you miss her or you miss that money? Because I don't know if I'd be crying over a heifer that didn't leave me shit. Oh, Adam, you shady as all hell. You know, the good thing is someone like me who lives in Florida or California wouldn't have known what an impact mama made if it wasn't for the housewives and your grand husband fucking daughter. Now we know mama. Do y'all know mama? I mean, just because of this picture, I don't think I know the heifer. And what I do know of her, I think she was a grifter, taking advantage of fools and simpletons. So we go on and get into it. How y'all feel that mama chose Mary to inherit everything through her husband and left you penniless? Penniless. Mary says she hasn't spoken to you in 20 years because of your jealousy. Now they say that ain't true. So we find out Mary already had a husband, Dana, but then was manipulated by Robert Sr. and his business manager. I don't know if you can really manipulate her. A trollop gone trawl. So she was 17 when she married Dana, and they like, mama wouldn't have married her for life if she really meant get with my husband when I drop. So Rob messed up her relationship with Dana so he could manipulate her into marriage for the money. They said she had a whole single sister that could have gotten up under Rob Sr. So why did he have to marry Mary? Oh goodness, Rob went for the mama first and tried to get her husband out the picture, and when he wouldn't budge, she went on to Mary. So Rob Sr. told Mary's grandmama that Mary's mama liked him. The husband said, look, he think everybody in love with him because he in love with himself. I could pick up that level of ain't shitness from him. So mama basically bankrolled Robert Sr. She made him a bishop, pulled him out of nothing. He ain't have a pot or a window until he got with mama. And so once mama passed, he was drunk with power and cash. So the mama was getting sick of Rob Sr. and told the daughter, keep your house coat on because he's a freak. The husband said, look, I may not be the hottest guy in the world, but I think she'd want me before her steppappy. I think so too, boo-boo. Adam looks genuinely shocked. Shout out to Adam, I love him. He be coming with the juice. And this is why I don't do interviews, because I would have to be honest and shady. He can be professional in a way that I can't. Or rather in a way that I just won't. Because you would be like, who is this? Where are the jokes? I know she ain't gonna say that in his face and he just gonna let it slide. So he said Robert wanted him gone the second mama was dead. And it wasn't an official plan, but he could feel the energy in the air. So Mary wasn't Robert's first choice because Mary's mama was the choir leader and they had a choir that was dipping it and doing it. He wanted to get with her, but she wanted to stay with her man. So he moved to Mary. He said with the choir director in his pocket, no one would challenge him. So this was all about manipulate, and money. So they said Bob wooed her with gifts and cash and new cars. But how did you feel when you found out that she was going to marry her step-grandpapa? So they left the church in '98, a month after she died. So Rob Sr. kept Mary in the mama's old house and away from her husband after the mama passed. Mary kept running away, but Robert Sr. kept going to get her. So Mary's mama sued Robert for transferring properties from mama's name into the church's name to hide them for tax purposes. And so the properties being in the church's name kept the kids from getting any kind of inheritance. So now we get to Cameron's claim. Now Adam won't say his last name and I don't know why. I mean, the man was on the show. However, first he said Mary's dangerous. I don't think she's dangerous as much as she is simple. So when Rob and Mary get low on funds, they use Mama's mortgage company to get somebody in the church to come up off them funds and help them out. Mary has ugly designer clothes to buy. Who has worse style, Mary Cosby or Sutton Stracke? They keep saying Mary's a victim in all this, but Mary still ain't shit. So there were 4 kids and Mary's mama was the chosen one. She was a founding member of the church and was already running things. It wasn't until Robert Sr. sidled up that everything went to shit. Now let's get to the cult allegay. They say, look, we left so long ago, it's probably a cult under Robert, but when we were going, it was sunshine and fogs, I'm sure. So they're apparently personas non gratis on church premises, and if they try to go to even a funeral, the police will be called. Well, I mean, y'all ain't welcome and you left the church. Why are you trying to come back now? Y'all had already been up in court with each other. Adam says, so we got a lot of cringeworthy moments over the past 2 seasons where Mary talked about how disgusted and repulsed she was by her coot. There's also rumors that she was cheating within her congregation. The pappy said, yeah, I heard that they was bumping uglies too. I can't confirm it, but that's what I heard. Cameron was cute. I gotta say, that's the most taste I ever seen Mary have. Now, there's a rumor that Mary was kicked out of the church by Mama. However, Mary's mama don't remember. Mary's mama don't seem to remember much. That husband doing most of the talking. So there seems to be no truth to the Excommunication rumor, but let's see how my rice is doing. So now Adam addresses the fact that other relatives said they had a $30,000 apartment a month in New York. However, the parents say because they had many different streams of income like the mortgage company, they just weren't living off the folks of the church. They said Mary isn't really qualified to be running a church. She was a little girl when she came in and still is mentally one to this day. Adam says, now I've heard Mary can be quite scary and you don't want to cross her, but they say, oh no, that's all Robert, Mary's 5'2". Mary will get with you though, with her nutty boo self. Child, that husband want the smoke. He said, I'll meet him anytime, any place. Just because he think he tall and he fat don't mean I'm scared of him. He hides behind women and children, but don't want it with no menses. So apparently there's rumors that Mary's mama's husband had an outside baby. He said that ain't true. Now, we've had some marital issues, but some people are just lying for their 15 seconds of fame. I mean, we ain't really interested in y'all's marital issues. We're interested in Mary fucking her step-grandpapa. Now, they gonna say, oh, this divorce, broke up the churches and broke up families. Now, I can see some people going their separate ways with the church, but if the families is breaking up, child, they was already gonna break up. How somebody else's divorce gonna make you get divorced? The husband gonna thank Adam for letting Rozzy tell her side of the story. Rozzy ain't said shit this whole interview. It's just been you windbag. Well, that was the shit, so I'ma see you soon for the Housewives of OC. Alleged what? Alleged who? Allegedly, allegedly. Don't blame, don't sue. Allegedly, allegedly.